Hello, my name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You may also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. We're going to talk about compulsive buying. Are you a compulsive buyer? A lot of us are, and I like to find a good deal. I really do. I don't like to spend a bunch of money. I always like to search for the better price. I'm not sure that makes me a compulsive buyer. But one thing I have learned is if you are thinking about a large purchase, if you'll just wait, sleep on it a couple of nights, you might find out you really don't need that large purchase after all. So it's a good idea to do right there. Let's go ahead and show you a quick video and let's see if this fits.
Do you have no control over your shopping habits? If so, you may have a shopping addiction. If this habit is taking over your life, you've come to the right place. We have a few pieces of advice to help you overcome your addiction. To start, you'll need to take note of what triggers you to shop. Is it low self-esteem, depression, boredom, etc.? Whatever it is, document what happens and how you feel before you get the urge to shop. Once you know what prompts your shopping habit, you can then work to replace shopping with a healthier alternative. Perhaps you could start a new hobby, undertake a DIY home project, exercise. You get the idea. We also advise forcing yourself to wait a while before buying anything. So, if the urge to shop crops up, don't buy anything. Wait it out. This is the only way to tackle compulsive spending. Instead, keep busy with something else, and then evaluate how you feel. In a couple of days, you might not even want it anymore. Want to learn more? Check out more actionable steps below.
Great idea, really. So think on it. Give a couple of nights if you're thinking to buy a particular large item, especially. Just think about it just a little bit. If you still want it, then it's meant to go ahead and purchase. So I found this article, and it's on whatever you want to say it, .com. That's MONEYMOW.com. And the name of the article is Why You Don't Need Things and a Few Things You Do Need. So let's dig in just a little bit. So things are everywhere, right? You see commercials, it's going to give you an idea. You want to buy this, you want to buy that. And sometimes it's not stuff you need, but stuff you want. We're kind of in a money crunch right now in this country. So I think this might be a good one. Okay, so in this article, I will go through why you don't need things, according to the author here, and how you should think about things. Also cover a few things you might need and alternative ways to get things. Most people I know have filled their lives with too many things and too expensive. Stuff's just way too expensive. Their house is boom of things, ranging from totally useless to that's just a really expensive thing there, okay? The problem with owning many things is that most of them cost a lot of money, take up a lot of space, and they're hard to throw away, require maintenance. Yeah, you got to think about that. They can be stolen, and they do not make you more happy. That's a good one. So because he's going to come back to these points in just a minute, but the bottom line is that buying a lot of things makes you get stuck in the rat race. You'll never be able to retire early or achieve financial independence. A lot of people are working jobs right now they hate because they have to pay for stuff and they have to pay for things just to be part of the clique, just to be part of the crowd. I have to love my life I'm in right now. We host the show. My husband had a studio built for me on the farm right here, so there's not a whole lot of expenses out there. Need to look nice, but I'll have to tell you what I love to do. I buy my clothes when I find them on sale, particular items. You go to thrift stores and find lots of fantastic deals, really good. I'm talking name brand stuff that would be hundreds of dollars. I do make a lot of my stuff. But necklace right here is one I made. It has several strands to it. I happened to see this, something very similar to this in a magazine, and I thought, I've got to have it. The problem is in the magazine, it was about $200. I did not want to spend $200, so I kind of put my own self into it, and I liked the fringe down here on the bottom. and I found some beads I really like, and I really like the different lengths of this necklace right here. The whole thing probably cost me about $4 to make because, first of all, it's stuff I already had on hand, and I also found pieces from other necklaces that I used in this. So think of thrift stores. You can always be a designer by making your own stuff. Okay, now the author goes on to say, and he does ask this huge question right here: is what do I mean by things? Things. Let's think about that for a minute. Things are all possessions that you own. So take a look around your house and you'll be able to categorize these things easily, such as your furniture, your clothes, your electronics, your cars, and the house itself. Now, if all these categories of things are some of the largest barriers to achieve early retirement and financial independence, the habit of buying things has been nurtured carefully by expensive media campaigns. Think about that. Globalization has made it possible to buy an ever-expanding range of things from all over the world. Most of these things do not even satisfy a perceived need. Think about that. Is it something I really need? Why you don't need things? Or stuff, sometimes we say. Now, things cost money. They accumulate and they break, and I bet that you don't even use most of those things regularly. How many times have you bought something? Maybe I saw people do this all the time. You spend the cell phone business. And so every time a new cell phone would come out, people would be just breaking the bank trying to get it. People would actually wait in line to get the newest iPhone or the newest this, the newest that. Every time a flip phone would come out, people would go crazy. And they would have to pay a lot of money. So this is what I've learned. And I do this about movies as well. So if a movie comes out and I think, yeah, I really want to see that, but I know it's going to cost Phil and me about $40 by the time you buy the popcorn and all this kind of stuff. Or if I wait just a little bit, maybe we'll find that DVD. Or if I wait just a little bit, maybe we'll find it on a channel on television. You just never know. And I know Space Cowboys is one of my favorite movies. When it first came out, I didn't want to go see it. It was going to cost too much, had to wait in line, people loud behind you, talking, chit-chats, and all that kind of stuff. And I just didn't want to go. And so Phil said, I know you want to go see it. Let's go for date night. And I said, no, I don't want to. I won't have fun. I mean, there'll be people talking, chattering, and all this kind of stuff. And you won't be able to see the movie. The seats are not that comfortable, and it costs too much to get a bag of popcorn and all that. And you can't bring snacks in, or you're not supposed to. So I'm really happy. A year later, it came out on DVD for a fraction, and we actually own the movie now. So, I mean, think about, do I have to have it now? Do I have to spend that money now? If I wait just a little bit, will it be on sale? Yeah, that's what I've always done. Even now, we're not in the cell phone business anymore. I don't have to have the latest cell phone. And so I'll wait. Sometimes waiting is a virtue. You can wait and save yourself hundreds of dollars if you'll just wait on that cell phone. So things are expensive. Most of those things you just really don't need, period. He says, I've seen too many people buying super expensive clothes just to follow a fashion industry that changes like every half year. The fashion industry obviously does this to make people buy more clothes over and over again, and they get away with it. To me, this does not make any sense to the size of your wallet, and it doesn't matter either. I mean, think about this. Okay, so I lived long enough where I remember the mini skirt, the midi skirt, and the maxi skirt. Well, people were scrambling around all over the place when the mini skirt was in. Well, then nobody wore the mini skirt anymore. Everybody was buying the maxi skirt. Then the maxi skirt, which is just down below your knees. Then everybody started wanting to wear the long one, like the long dresses. Same thing with everything. It's always a trend, right? Wait just a little bit, and you'll be able to get a much better price on it. Things break. Did you know that? Things tear up, things break. This is another thing Phil and I have just stopped doing. When we go on trips, we used to buy a coffee mug every single trip we went on. Well, when we moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, we had some coffee mugs and things that we'd gotten on various trips. I broke a couple of them. I broke them. Things break. So you know what I do now? So we're going to be going to San Antonio, Texas pretty soon. So what I'm going to buy a souvenir. we're going to go to a walking trail. I'm going to look out on the walking trail and see if I can find a unique stone. I can get a unique stone and I can make a necklace out of it. It'll be something that's really did come from the earth on San Antonio, Texas. I got a souvenir shop, and if you'll look on where it was manufactured, it's been manufactured somewhere else, not where you were. We went on a trip to Bolivia. It was a missionary trip. And so in Bolivia, I found some stones, which I really like the stone better than anything else. But I looked for something homemade, something that somebody had made out in the village. And I found this really unique doll. It's Bolivia. It's from Bolivia for real. It's not something that was manufactured in China and brought to Bolivia. Someone in the village made that. So if you want something that someone in the village makes or someone in town makes, that's what you need to do. That will be a true true souvenir. Okay, so things break. Have you ever owned a small consumer appliance? You know what I'm talking about. Things break and they're not made to last. So if everything were made to last, the companies would not be able to satisfy the shareholders' growth expectations. Think about that. Things break all the time. So the more things you have, the more things that have to be replenished all the time. This is not even talking about the things that get stolen. And then by the time you get them, most of them don't even make you happy to begin with. So the author of this story says, I know what you're thinking, but the things define me as a person and to show who I am, and my friends and my family also own all these things. It's just stuff. So the answer is, you need to start making your values and beliefs define you as a person rather than things. You need to stop worrying about you will not fit in with your friends if you do not have the same things. Are they really friends if you have to have the same stuff they have? If you have friends that require you to own something to be accepted, you need to find new friends. You're the person you are, not the things you own. The people should respect you for that. And then there's another one. We're going to have to go into a commercial break. But things make me happy. Okay, the answer is I agree. I also have things that make me happy. Unfortunately, I know about a lot of other things that make me even more happy than to own expensive things. For example, spending valuable time with my friends and family, or being able to do exactly what I want every day and not having to worry about money. If you'd rather buy a new fashion item once a month than to be financially independent, escape the rat race and control your own time, then be my guest. But I know what I prefer. I think that's a great response. Let's cut into a commercial break. We're going to be right back. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park, and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors, and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is #1 as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462.
Wow, it's so soft and smooth.
It's cool to the touch. How did you do that?
Well, we took MyPillow's patented fill and combined it with this new technology that we didn't have back then when I invented MyPillow to bring you the best pillow in history, MyPillow 2.0. Because of all of you, MyPillow 2.0 has been a huge success, and now we're bringing you our best-selling Go Anywhere MyPillows with the same temperature-regulating technology. Made with my patented adjustable fill and brand new cooling fabric, they're truly the next generation of MyPillow. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save over 60% on our MyPillow 2.0 4-pack special. You'll get 2 MyPillows and 2 Go Anywhere MyPillows, regular $259.92, now only $99.98. King size just $10 more. This is a limited time offer, so please order now.
At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant.
You have been at this for 12 years. Why are you doing it? Because God's children are not for sale.
Okay, we're back. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Talking about buying stuff. Does this make you happy? Is this something you think you just have to have? Think about it. Dream on it a couple of days, then shop for it and see if it's something you need. And this is something I've noticed too. Every single time I go to a thrift store, I'm looking at stuff people thought they wanted. And it's stuff they decided they didn't need it anymore. So sometimes I'm buying their stuff because it's something I can use for you guys on the show, maybe a prop, or it's something I can use in my crafting, or and I'm buying it for a fraction of a cost they bought it for. So think about it. I love thrift store. That's it. But things make my life easier or better. So here's the answer to that. Yeah, some things do make your life easier or better, and of course you should invest in those. It's called investing, but with caution. One of my favorite examples is buying cars. Oh boy. I have a lot of colleagues that own the largest, most expensive machines, and they pay a lot for these. A car is essentially a way to get from point A to point B, nothing more. This is why I simply do not understand why some people do not opt for the cheapest option. This means buying a car with a low fixed cost, the car's price, and low variable cost. That's going to be your gas and your maintenance. Or why wouldn't you just buy a bike and maybe get a free workout on the way to work instead? If you really need something to make your life easier, better, make sure you make the right and most financially sound decisions. You're going to be paying for it forever. Here, I'm not only talking about electrical consumer appliances that do a job 20 seconds faster than you could do it yourself with your bare hands. Just leave those alone. They'll break you soon enough, but I deserve it. Okay, here's the answer. No, you don't. I would wish that people started talking about the same way about saving up. You do deserve to save money so you can achieve financial freedom. Okay, so here's another one. But I'll buy these things as an investment. I'm going to buy it as an investment. I don't know how many times I've heard people say that. Okay, buy this and in 10 years it's going to be worth something. Buy that in 10 years it's going to be worth something. I remember people who spent a fortune on Beanie Babies. Now you find Beanie Babies in thrift stores, okay, where people overbought thinking it was going to be the next big thing. And it hasn't been. I mean, it was just a fad. You need to establish if something is a fad. You know what a fad is? A fad is something that's here today, gone tomorrow. You know, long hair today, short hair tomorrow. It's kind of like that. People go to the latest fad. So we bought my grandparents' farm. And so the house has popcorn ceiling. I actually like popcorn ceiling. You know, I watch and I love to watch shows where people are doing renovations and stuff like that. I get a kick out of it. And I get a lot of ideas by doing that, by watching those shows. Phil and I we're just junkies. On Sunday afternoon, we'll just go into just watching all kinds of home improvement shows. And then I'll see somebody come in and they look at a house and it's an older house and it has popcorn ceilings and they just go to pieces. They spend all kinds of money to get rid of the popcorn ceiling. But let me tell you something. There will be a day when it will come back in fashion again. I remember the same thing about people using gold tone things for faucets and things like that in their house or in their kitchen. People were getting rid of because the media said, this gold is not out there anymore, so it's silver now that everybody wants. They're telling you what you want. I kept my gold stuff. I thought it looked good. It was pretty awesome. Well, guess what? I'm glad I did because now it's back in style again anyway. And now people who come to my house go, oh, really? I love those gold things. And I'm like, I just decided to keep them. I liked them anyway. It doesn't matter to me whether somebody else likes it or not. It's what we like in our home. It's like it's none of my business what you like in your home. You need to establish your fashion. You need to establish your home decor to you, not what the media tells you to get. Okay, so I'm going to buy this thing as an investment. So let's see what the answer is on that. Unless the thing you're going to buy increases by 5% in value after taxes, you got to think about that, and inflation every year, then you're not making a good investment. You are not even making an investment. A good investment would be to spend the money on a stock index. Things that are not good investments and should not be treated as investments because you will nearly always lose money on them. And very rarely will things appreciate in value because the economy changes. It depends on who the president is in the United States and what they want to do. However, you can talk about relatively good and bad purchases regarding things you need. So this author says, let me tell you about things you need to start thinking about investing in and why. Okay, how you should start thinking about things. Okay, I already sent some evil comments. People are already hating me for writing this article. But do not hate things. I just want to make sure that you know how to evaluate and think about things. So this is what he does. He uses 4 principles for how you should think about things. We've been talking about things all the way through this segment. Depreciation and quality. That's number 1, and that is true. If you have to buy things, make sure they are high quality items. They might be more expensive, but they will last longer. The only right way to evaluate the real cost of things is to think about the item's depreciation. Now, depreciation means how much an item decreases in value over time. So here are two examples. Let's say you buy a winter jacket in H&M for $100. It lasts one season or 1 year, 12 months, and you can't sell it afterwards. Number two, you buy a more expensive, high-quality winter jacket for $600 that can last a lifetime. So let's be conservative and say 10 years. And you can sell it afterwards for $100. So actually, which is the cheapest? If you use the concept of depreciation, you can calculate the annual cost of each item. This is the key to how much you should think about things. Now, depreciation is calculated by the cost of the item and the selling price of the item by the number of years that you've actually owned it. So applying this is the two principles above that give us the $100 1 year, $100 per year for depreciation, and the $600, $100 over 10 years, $50 per year. In the first example, the first fashion, that's the H&M jacket, ends up being double as expensive as initially more expensive jacket. That's because you calculated the cost per year instead of comparing initial prices. This is the actual price you're going to pay over time. Now, you can make this comparison for all types of goods, and I believe you should buy all of your things by taking depreciation into consideration. So you should think about all the things you own in this way. Try to take a few examples of things that you own and calculate the yearly cost of them. Once you wire your mind to think this way, you will most certainly change your purchasing behavior. On top of the cost to purchase an item, you might have maintenance or repair costs again. Think about that. And while you can rarely foresee actual maintenance costs, these should, of course, be taken into consideration. Let's talk real quick about the ease of maintenance and repairing things. Okay, so when I started my show back in 2005, started The Edge, it's in Jacksonville, Alabama. And so part of my investment was to buy a mixer. It had to be a good one, okay? So I had two choices. I could either spend about $100 on a really, really good one, which I didn't want to do now. You have to know me. I did not want to do that. Or I could have spent $10, $15 on one that would have maybe lasted me a season. I mean, you can buy those. Okay, I have had that mixer. I still have it, and I have used the daylights out of it. It makes bread. It makes biscuits. It makes cakes. I mean, this thing it's meringue, whipped topping. I mean, you can do every single thing with this thing. That was the investment because I'm still using it. Now, if I bought the $10 one, I would have been buying one. That's been how many years now? That's been, let's see, 2005. That's been a long time. I have more than paid for that. If I had bought, then I would have had to have. And a lot of you folks talk about the world and climate change and all that kind of stuff. How many of those would I've had to have thrown in the trash pile if I'd bought the $10 one? I mean, it's a no-brainer. I'm still using that mixer. It's a real good one too, by the way. And by the way, now that mixer, a brand new one, is going to be about $300. So you can see that it went way up in value. I could probably turn around and sell it on eBay for maybe $50. Well, guess what? I've made my money. I've more than made it. I'm going to have to let you go. This has been such a fun show. I love saving money, and I know you do. We're always looking for ways to pinch and save that dollar and make it stretch as far as we possibly can. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and info. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Again, thank you so much for watching.